Look at that. Real Marcus Welby stuff. That's right. All right, watch your feet. Okay.
Come on, Mark. You're going to get your picture taken.
Shall I brush my hair first?
We're going to get your profile, and I want an autographed copy.
Can I order a couple of wallet-sized prints for my girlfriend?
Just a couple?
Well, you better make about a dozen for me.
Hold still. That was perfect, Mark. Once I get you into position, you're going to have to hold real still. Okay? Okay, hold still. Now hold very still, Mark. Mark, hold still, you'll lose. No cure? But Mark's seizures are getting much worse.
Both the brain cap scan and the cerebrospinal fluid tap show no trace whatsoever of any disease. No meningitis, encephalitis, no tumor. Migraine attacks, on the other hand, usually do start at puberty. They cease eventually around middle age.
Dr. Stamler, Mark's only 15.
There are certain symptoms here that make me believe that there may be some psychological aspects to his illness.
He's always been such a happy, normal, and strong boy. Of course, he was extremely upset for a long time after his father's death. Mark had just turned 9 at the time.
What I'm saying, Mrs. Douglas, is that when we add his mother's breakdown last year, and now his grandfather's illness...
Oh, God. Why are you testing us so? I prayed for him so. Oh, Lord, I don't know how much longer I can hold on.
Please, Mrs. Douglas, your prayers and your remarkable strength mean everything to your grandson right now.
Whatever strength I have left, Doctor, comes from the Lord.
There's a doctor I'm thinking about who specializes in cases where emotional or psychological aspects may contribute to a patient's physical illness. Her name is Ann Sills. She's an MD with a PhD in psychiatry. Dr. Sills, at one time, was a consultant here at this hospital. She was a medical hypnotist. Now she has a private practice.
Mark's headaches are possibly being further complicated by a psychosomatic illness is perfectly acceptable to me. Dr. Stamler is one of the finest diagnosticians in the country.
Excuse me.
Yes, Mrs. Douglas.
Well, I was wondering if perhaps it wouldn't be better if Mark waited outside in your reception room while we discuss.
Mark, how old are you?
15, a month ago.
You're in high school?
Yes, 9th grade at John F. Kennedy High.
Does it bother you at all to have me discuss your condition with your grandmother?
No. I'm not a terminal case, am I?
I believe your condition is just about as terminal as athlete's foot.
Dr. Sills, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Mark.
Well, let's see how to put this. You're a psychiatrist, aren't you?
Among other things.
What do you mean?
Well, Mark, I started my career as a medical doctor, an MD. But after a couple of years in practice, I discovered that I couldn't just simply concentrate on people's physical illnesses, prescribing drugs or surgery to cure my patients' bodies. I decided that the body and mind are one, not to be separated. Both must be considered together, equally, to effect a complete cure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it still messes me up a little bit to think that I need a psychiatrist.
And it will mess me up a lot to have you think of me only as being a head shrink.
Okay, I'll try. Can I look at some of your stuff? I won't touch anything.
Go right ahead.
Thanks. Just call me over if you want to ask me anything.
Okay, I will. Now, as I started to say, Dr. Stamper is an excellent diagnostician. What prompted him to finally rule out ordinary migraine headaches was the fact that Mark's pain now seems to be centered in the region of the medulla oblongata, the rear and lower section of the brain. Migraines are caused by spasms of the cerebral blood vessels, which cause an intense pain just above one or the other eye. That's why he did the x-rays and various other tests, to be certain there were no diseases or injuries to the brain or spinal cord. Of course, all the tests show Mark to be perfectly fine physically.
Thank God. But why is Dr. Stamler so interested in the events leading up to my husband's heart attack last month? Harold is recovering very nicely. We expect him to be back home before too long.
Mrs. Douglas, in trying to pinpoint any psychosomatic illness, it's vitally important that every possible contributing cause be considered. That's why I would like to ask you to bring in all of the notes Mark's mother was making when she had her nervous breakdown.
You mean the notes for her new book?
Yes. I understand she's writing a novel on the Indians of the Southwest.
The Turquoise Shadow, it's called. It's a children's book about the ancient cliff dwellers. Oh, Ruth is a marvelous writer. You can share secrets with me. I want to know everything about you. I want to know everything about
I would like to ask that you relate to me everything about the events just prior to your husband's heart attack during your vacation trip.
Oh, my. I don't know. The whole thing was a terrible strain on both of us. I've just forced it out of my mind.
Then perhaps you'd allow me to put you into a mild state of hypnosis. You can recall more that way.
Hypnosis? Oh, I don't know.
You can share your secrets with me.
I'm frightened of things like that.
How did you learn to make these beautiful baskets?
I don't think I could ever do it.
Mrs. Douglas, it could be very important to Mark's case.
Everything about you.
Severe and lower section ordinary migraine headache was the fact that Mark's pain seems to now be centered in the medulla
How did you learn to make these beautiful baskets?
Migraines are caused by spasms in the cerebral blood vessels.
You can share your secrets with me.
Intense pain just about one. That's why.
Oh, my God. Mark!
I can show you. I'll teach you, Mother. I'll teach you. Grandma, you're still alive. I tried to kill you. Oh, Dad!
Now that you're comfortable, Alice, I want you to just lie there and listen to the peaceful sounds of a cool green pine forest far away from the city. It's a warm, sunny day. Can you hear the birds singing?
Yes.
The morning sunlight, you feel it on your face. So warm and relaxing. Isn't it lovely to relax here in the soft green grass? Looking up at the blue sky and pine trees. Listening to the tiny stream running down the hillside into the valley. Let's follow it, Alice, as it winds along through green meadows, deeper and deeper into the mist of the valley. What beauty the Lord has created. Don't you feel close to him out here among all his handiwork?
Oh, yes.
Let's go together, deeper, deeper, to a very relaxing, restful, quiet little spot. The sun is warm and pleasant. It makes you sleepy, Alice. So sleepy. Close your eyes. As I count to 5, go deeper and deeper asleep. 1, sleep. 2, deeper. 3, sleep. 4, 5. All you hear is my voice. You will remain asleep until I count to 5 again. At that time, you'll awaken completely, feeling very relaxed and happy. Do you understand?
Yes.
I want you to think back to early summer of this year. It was July, wasn't it? Remember the day you and your husband first saw your motorhome? The first time. Try to recall everything that happened, everything that was said.
Dad, it looks brand new.
This looks almost as good as that one we looked at in the paper. Carpets are a little dirty, though. It's had some use, that's for sure.
You folks go ahead and look it over. I have to make a phone call. Be back in a few minutes.
Go right ahead. We'll make ourselves at home. He's gone now.
Dad, this kitchen is just lovely. Why, I don't think this range has been used more than once or twice. All the appliances are brand spanking new.
That salesman must have had his figures mixed up. These fancy models sell for 3 times what he quoted us. There must be some reason why they've got a price so low. Maybe there's something mechanically wrong. Motor sounds fine, though.
That's fine, Alice. Now I want you to move ahead. A few days. A week. Ahead to that Friday afternoon in July. You and Harold have started your trip. You remember? That first day.
Telling the true story about Calico during the 1880s. And old Charlie Leach struck a pig near
You won't be scared.
It's showtime at the Calico
Okay, as you walk inside, please hold on to the handrail as you walk in. You may become a victim of Charlie's pranks. Charlie is Calico's official host, or maybe I should say ghost.
Okay. Now I've gotten to where I want to.
It sounds as if you're both enjoying yourselves, you and Harold.
Oh, yes. It's such an adventure. Wonderful. Just driving wherever we want, taking our little home along with us.
Oh, Dad, is it all right to light this oven while we're driving?
Sure. Pilot's lit.
I'm going to start dinner. Are you hungry yet?
I could go for a salad. How long till dinner?
Well, I'm fixing a pot roast and potatoes. Oh, it'll be a couple hours yet. But I can fix the salad as soon as the roast is in the oven. Oh, you know, I just love this kitchen. All the comforts of home.
You sure you wouldn't rather be flying down to South America, being waited on hand and foot by a stewardess, staying in fancy hotels?
This is better than first class. Why, it's the only way to fly.
Oh, Lord.
Alice, what's wrong? Relax. Just relax. Tell me what's happening.
No. I'm afraid. I'm scared. It's like a nightmare.
Are you falling asleep?
No? Something made her pull left. Grabbed the wheel right out of my hand for a second.
Well, you better slow down a little.
We'll have her checked out at the next service station. We need gas anyway. Could be the steering needs some kind of a... There goes again.
Watch out!
This damn thing has a mind of its own.
Slow down! You're hurting me!
Hold on to something.
Can't you stop?
No, brakes are closing too. We're picking up speed.
We're going to crash.
Sit down. Just sit down and hold on.
Oh, please do something, Elliot. We'll be killed.
Alice, what's happening now?
Stop. Finally, we stopped.
Go on, Alice. Keep going.
Alice, are you all right?
Oh, God. That was the end.
It's okay.
Oh, Dad, hold me.
It's okay.
Hold on to me. Don't let me go. Oh, please, Dad.
It's okay.
Dad.
I know. I know. It's all over. Come on. Shh. My girl. Something made the controls freeze up. I'll check it over and find out the problem. We'll drive back to Barstow and have a mechanic fix everything. It's all right.
Oh, Dad. I never prayed so hard in my life. I've never been so scared.
This may take a little time. Why don't you go ahead and fix that salad? I'm famished. Well, maybe you could whip up some of that dressing of yours, too.
Oh, honey. I'm sorry I got so scared. I should have known you'd take care of me.
Tell me how you feel, Alice. Tell me what you're thinking.
I'm scared. It's like a nightmare. Harold is checking everything over. Oh, Dad's so good with anything mechanical. But he won't say what's wrong. I think he's worried.
Worried? About the mechanical trouble?
No. Oh, he keeps talking about that, but something else is on his mind. I can tell.
So he wishes he had an ordinary ghost to deal with.
Dad? What's that?
What?
Out there on the salt flat.
I don't know. I'll get my binoculars.
Harold? What is it?
I don't know.
Dad, don't. Harold, don't go so far. It's hot.
Just want to get a closer look.
Dad, what is it? Dad, what's wrong? Dad!
No, damn thing won't won't start.
Dad, what is that out there?
I'll check the starter wire. You sit here and try it when I yell.
Harold! What is that thing?
Try now!
All right. It won't start.
The starter wire! Hand me a screwdriver!
Here. Harold!
Try it! Try it! Lie down on the... Hold on.
It's the devil. Only the devil could move the rocks of hell.
Get down.
Yea. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me.
Alice, what happened? What happened? Alice!
The blood of the Lamb shall cleanse you
Alice!
of all your sins.
Alice!
I created the heavens and the earth. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But he is born this day in the city of David, a Savior, which is Christ the Lord.
My head. My head. It's bleeding. I feel like I want to pass out, but I can't.
It's all right, Alice.
Oh,
You're in
God.
shock. Relax. Just relax for a few moments.
Let me pass out so I can wake up from this nightmare. Why don't I wake up?
Are you dreaming all of this, Alice?
Yes. Of course. A dream. A vision of some kind. God is trying to show me something.
Then you're having a religious vision, Alice?
Of course. Rocks can't move. Everybody knows that. The Lord moves in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform.
What is God trying to tell you, Alice?
I don't know. He'll reveal his meaning when the time is right. But I must keep my faith strong. I can only trust in the Lord to lead the way. Keep my faith strong, even though my body is weak.
What is Harold doing now, Alice?
He's scared. Poor Dad. He's trying to help me. He doesn't understand about these things. Poor soul.
How's your head? Did the aspirin help the pain?
No, I'm fine now. Oh, Lord, it's hot in here. It must be 100 degrees out there.
Don't worry. I'm going up on top to see if I can get this air conditioner running again.
Dad, be careful, please.
You just take a nap. This shouldn't take long.
I'm not sleepy. I'm just going to rest a little while, and then I'm going to get this mess cleaned up.
Well, you turn this thing on again when I yell, okay?
All right. Now, you be careful up there.
Don't worry. Oh, my God. This is terrible. Okay. Quiet now.
All right.
off the motor.
I didn't start it. It turned on by itself.
Alice, what's happening?
You mean you hypnotized me?
You were in a trance for nearly 2 hours.
Oh, my goodness. What did I say?
You were telling me about your vacation trip. You don't remember what happened on the trip.
Only Harold's heart attack. Oh, I remember waking up like from a terrible nightmare. I was in the driver's seat of our motorhome. I remember thinking how silly. I don't even drive. I never have. I looked around for Harold, but he was gone. I found him outside, on the ground, very sick. He had awful chest pains. I thought he'd fallen from the roof. Oh, he'd gone up there to fix the air conditioner in that terrible heat. But I looked around, and we weren't in the campgrounds anymore. So I guess I fell asleep, and he took it out for a drive to see if it was running properly.
You don't remember anything prior to that?
I remember fixing dinner on the way to the campground, and Harold yelling that there was something wrong with the steering. And then we went off the road. Oh, I just don't know, Doctor. I don't know what's real and what's a dream. It's all mixed up.
It's all right, Mrs. Douglas. Mrs. Douglas, were you taking any medication or any drugs that day?
Oh, no. Except Harold gave me an aspirin for my headache. That's strange.
What, Mrs. Douglas?
Well, after Harold rested a while, he insisted on driving me home. And later on that evening, he had another attack. I called an ambulance. Dr. Copeland said he had had a heart attack, and they kept him there.
But what seems strange to you?
Well, I had a Band-Aid on my head. A cut right here. Just like in my dream.
Mrs. Douglas, I'd like to review these notebooks that you brought over.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. I don't mean to take up so much of your time. Mark is the one who needs your time.
How is Mark's hand?
Oh, just fine. Mark's a fast healer. Why, we've got the bandage off already. Oh, by the way, you just hold on to Ruth's notes as long as you need them. She won't be permitted to work on her new book for a while anyway.
I'll take very good care of
Oh,
Mrs.
I
Douglas.
knew you will. Mark will be here bright and early at 8.
Good night, Mrs. Douglas.
Good night.
Wednesday, June 22nd. I called the museum today and agreed to deliver 2 of the Indian mummies this week, since I'm finished with my studies and photographs of them both. So far, no one knows about the 3rd mummy I found. That one still seems somehow to be very different from the other 2. I've decided to attempt an experiment. It's far too insane to describe here, but if by any chance it should happen to work, Friday, June 24th. Today I located the information I need in the research library at the university. It appears that the thought of astral travel is not as much a fantasy as it first seemed to be. I discovered that there are too many documented cases of successful astral projections to ignore the possibilities now open to me. One particular book I found describes in detail a seemingly logical method of establishing a line of force between myself and the astral body of my subject. Provided, of course, I'm correct in my hope that the astral body never departed the dead Indian. Of course, I'm correct in my hope that the astral body never departed the dead Indian. I must be certain to document this experiment carefully, in the slim chance that I actually meet with some degree of success. Your astral body is still alive. It's shining, radiant. Only your physical body is dead. Do you realize what that means? Your flesh and blood are dust, held together by dried wrappings. But you must understand, Everyone has three bodies. A physical, which returns to dust. A spiritual, which left you when you died and is in heaven. And very happy. And a third body. That which exists on what is known as the astral plane. The astral plane includes my world. And extends even further beyond. You must release yourself. Your astral body must not stay locked up. You're welcome here. I took you from your resting place in the desert. I could hear you calling me. You led me to your cave. You drew me into the darkness. And when I thought that I might turn back, you kept beckoning me, pleading with me, crying out for me to free you. My world is strange, I know. But you must not be afraid. I won't harm you. Monday, June 27th. It has now been nearly 4 days since I started my experiment. So far, there has been no appearance of an astral form of any kind. Just a feeling I have that there is someone or something still here. I haven't slept for 3 nights. I can't rest. I keep hearing a voice. His voice. Calling me. I could hear you calling me. Pleading with me. Crying out for me to free you. The everyone is still alive. Only your physical body is dead. Only dead. I could hear you. That's the body, but I'm not getting locked out. Shine. Radiant. You're welcome here. Is he really with me, or am I going insane? I can't tell for sure. My thoughts about him are consuming me. I can't write anymore. I can't do anything except...
That's fine, Mark. Just relax again. Continue to sleep. Now, Mark, I want you to think back. Back to a year ago. You're in 8th grade. Your mother has been very, very busy. What is she doing?
Her book. Writing her new book.
What kind of book is it? Do you know?
I don't see Mom much. She's always busy working in her study.
What does she do in there, Mark?
I don't know.
That's all right, Mark. Just relax and take your time. Think. Try to remember. Did your mom ever tell you about her new book she's working on?
Yes.
What is the book about, Mark?
India. The Indians. Cliff dwellers.
She's writing a book about ancient Indian tribes. Is that right, Mark?
Yes. Oh, hey,
Relax, Mark.
it's my head.
Stay asleep.
Pain won't stop. Oh, Jesus, it's killing me.
Mark, open your eyes. Look directly in the light.
Ow. 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 Help me. It's stabbing me.
Mark, look at the light.
It's tearing me apart.
Listen to me.
Ow. Oh, my back.
Mark,
Ow, it's got a hold of my back.
listen to me. Look at the light.
Help me, please.
Your body is becoming numb,
Ow. Ow.
cold.
Ow.
You have no feeling in your fingers,
Ow.
your arms, your shoulders. Your whole body is numb. No feeling at all. Completely numb. No feeling at all. In your neck, your back. No pain anywhere in your body. Good. Do you feel better now? Mark?
I don't feel anything. Like my body's gone somewhere. Only my thoughts are still left here. It's cold.
It's all right now. You're just numb. Unable to feel any physical pain, Mark.
Good. I hurt so bad sometimes recently. This feels good like this. I feel better cold like this.
Mark, where do you go to school?
Fremont Junior High.
Do you like sports?
Yeah, especially swimming and baseball.
Who's your best friend, Mark?
You mean boy or girl?
Do you have a girlfriend, Mark?
Yeah.
Does your girlfriend come over to visit your house? Remain asleep.
No. Nobody can come over anymore. Mom is working.
Your mom is very busy, isn't she?
She closes all the doors up. And works in there all night sometimes, too.
Have you ever seen her at work in the study?
No. Yes.
Tell me exactly what you saw, Mark.
I got out early after 5th period.
You're welcome to live here with me. You can tell me so many things about your world.
How you lived, what you thought, what you believed in. Why did you stay? Why did you call to me? Who are you? There's so much you can help us learn. So many things to teach us.
How did you learn to make these beautiful baskets? Tell me. Tell me how your people lived. Trust me. You can share your secrets with me. I want to learn everything about you and your civilization. We can use your knowledge. I want to share all of this with my people. We can help so many.
Mark, close your eyes and listen. Listen to my voice. Keep going. Keep trying to remember. When do you see your mother again?
I can't face her. I'll run away somewhere.
But you have to come back sometime, don't you?
Yes. After school. Tomorrow, maybe.
I want you to move ahead. Move ahead to the time when you first return home.
Yeah. I gotta plant the flowers Grandma gave me or they'll die. They're growing too big.
Where are you, Mark?
In the back.
The backyard of your home?
The garden. She's coming home from the club. I see her coming up the back steps.
Mark. Mark, I'm talking to you.
Yes, Mother?
I didn't call the police last night because I know that you're quite old enough to take care of yourself. Where did you sleep?
That's Steve's.
Steve who?
Steve Randall's. You don't know him. He's on my swim team.
I want his number. I can't imagine anyone's mother letting you spend the night without first insisting you call home. Mark, surely you remember our understanding.
We've talked before about responsibility.
Didn't we?
I got off early yesterday.
Oh, really? What does that have to do with what we're talking about? Are you telling me that because you got off early, you thought you could stay overnight at a friend's house?
I saw you.
What?
I came right home at 2 o'clock. I saw you in the study. I heard everything you said in there. I got scared. At first, I couldn't believe what I heard. It's like a horror movie. The ones that you don't like me to go see.
Mark, let me explain.
Mom, are you okay? Do you feel okay? I'm scared or all mixed up. And I don't feel good.
Mark.
That's why I didn't come home. I didn't know what to say to you. I was scared. I didn't sleep for thinking of you. You talking to those things.
Mark. Honey. You're tired. I'm sorry for what you've been through lately. I'm so sorry. It's not what you think. Let's get you up to your room to sleep for a while.
Okay.
It's okay. We'll talk after you take a nap. I'll explain it all to you, okay?
Okay.
Get some sleep. We'll talk later.
Mark? Are you asleep now?
No. I don't think so. I feel strange. My body's just lying there on the bed. It seems to be dead or something. I don't feel dead, though. My mind's still alive, for sure. Hey. My body. On the bed. It's moving. Something's in the room moving it. My body's sitting up. It's alive. Glowing. But I'm not inside of it. I know it's not me. Kilana Balana. Kurabrana. Lanza. Kalua Fulad. Kanan Nanamila. I see my body still lying still on the bed. Are you sure I'm not dead? I look dead. The whole room's getting darker like a cave. It's getting stuffy. Real uncomfortable. I'm scared. I've got to get out of here. I'm getting up. Kind of floating up. But my body's still lying there. I must be dead. I've gotta get out.
Mark, relax.
Mark, are you okay?
My legs. Oh, my legs. Can't stand up. Leg won't move. Help me. Hold still. This is my last roll of film.
How's this?
Smile, Grandma. I guess I'm wearing out my present the first week, huh? I love this camera. Thanks again, Grandma.
Well, you're welcome again, honey. Only you don't have to thank me every time you take a picture.
Can you turn me around over that way? I want to grab a picture of those rocks from here.
How's that?
Good. Hey, there's Dr. Sills with the picnic stuff.
Oh, I better go down and give her a hand. I'll be right back. Here, let me help you with that.
How is Mark doing?
Oh, much better. You were right about a day outdoors. He just loves it here.
Nature is very therapeutic, Mrs. Douglas, especially here in the desert.
Did you show Dr. Sills your pictures, Mark?
Oh, no. Well, what do you think?
They're wonderful pictures, Mark.
I think so, too. Mark's a wonderful little photographer.
You know, I came across this fascinating book. I brought it along. I thought you might enjoy hearing a little about the prehistory of this region. I think knowing something about the history of the area you're visiting adds a lot to any trip there. Don't you, Alice?
Oh, yes. That's why Harold and I always visit the museums and any historical sites whenever we travel. It's very educational.
Mark, why don't you read this part for us?
Oh, I don't read very well.
Why, now, that's not what Mrs. Simmons says.
Go ahead, Mark. Just read a few paragraphs for us.
Starting around 1400 A.D., the Hohokam Indians, is that how you say it?
I believe that tribe's name is pronounced Hohokam. It doesn't matter, Mark. Go ahead.
The Hohokam Indians migrated southward into a beautiful land of huge granite boulders and eroded rock formations. Unlike their ancestors, the basket makers, not much is known today about these ancient people due to the scarcity of burial sites uncovered so far by archaeologists. It appears that the Hohokam Indians, unlike the basket makers, did not often bury their dead in the ground or in sheltered caves. Instead, they practiced cremation, presumably because of tribal beliefs that a body must be burned to enable the spirit of the deceased to ascend into heaven.
What's wrong, Mark?
I don't want to read anymore.
Oh, well, that's all right. Here, I'll read a paragraph or two.
No.
What's the matter, honey? Are you feeling sick?
No. Just a little tired.
Well, I'll just finish the page here. Where did you read? Oh, here we go. Only a few burial sites have been located, usually in caves or openings underneath huge rocks. Some archaeologists have theorized that these unusual cave burials were a form of punishment, a sort of purgatory, for those unfortunate individuals who had violated some sacred law of the tribe. The late Dr. Roland Williamson, who served 30 years as curator of the Southwestern Museum in Phoenix, once described how he believed one of these ancient burials may have appeared 500 years ago. All of the tribal members and loved ones would gather at dusk near the burial site. If the burial was to be a normal one, logs were carried to the top of a nearby rock outcropping. The body of the deceased was then placed on top of this funeral pyre, unclothed and unadorned, facing skyward, precisely at sunset. The pyre was set ablaze. The medicine man chanted his ancient prayers to the gods of the hereafter. The tribal members silently watched as the smoke and ashes rose up, carrying the spirits of the departed into the heavens.
Kala. Hama.
What did you say, Mark?
Why, Doctor, he's soaking wet. Do you have a fever, honey?
No! I just want to go home. Now!
All right, honey. Let's go. I think it's too hot for him out here.
I'll start packing.
Doctor, I'm certain we left the Scout over there. You see the track?
Yes, that's correct. But there's one more thing I'd like Mark to see.
But Mark's sick. He needs to go home. Why, you saw how feverish he was.
Excuse me, Mrs. Douglas. What Mark needs is to be cured of his illness once and for all.
And you expect to
cure him out here?
I hope to, yes.
How? Doctor, I insist you tell me how you intend to cure my grandson.
Mrs. Douglas, while Mark was under hypnosis, he described to me in detail an experience he'd had prior to his mother's breakdown.
What kind of experience?
Because of your religious upbringing, one you won't understand.
How do you know I won't understand?
All right. Mark had what parapsychologists call an out-of-the-body experience. Of course, he didn't know what it was at the time.
You mean like St. Paul?
What?
St. Paul. In 1 Corinthians, Paul described in a letter to the church how his spirit would leave his physical body for short periods of time.
You mean you believe in astral travel?
Oh, I don't know what you doctors call it, but there are many examples of spiritual travels in the Bible. Why, Paul spoke of it again in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 35. How are the dead raised up, and with what body do they come? There is a psychical and spiritual as well as a physical body.
Yes, yes, and I believe now that Mark's spiritual or astral body left him and was replaced by that of another person.
Another person? Who?
That's what we're going to find out. Do you recognize this place, Mark?
What? That looks like the cave in Ruth's book, where she discovered the mummies.
What do you think, Mark? Does that look like the burial cave in your mother's photograph?
Oh.
Relax, Mark. Relax for a moment. Relax, Mark. Think back, Mark. Think back to what happened here 500 years ago. The body of the deceased was then placed on top of the funeral pyre, facing skyward, precisely at sunset.
Doctor, what you're saying's upsetting him.
I'm not talking to Mark, Mrs. Douglas. I'm talking to the person inside of Mark's body. The person who has been in control of Mark's life for a year now. The person who drove Mark's mother insane. The person that tried to kill you and your husband. He tried to destroy everyone close to Mark to assure his secrecy.
Who are you? Why have you taken control of my grandson? Where is Mark? His spiritual body. Where has he gone? God, help me. Dear God, I've come to you in prayer many times before. Mostly when I needed something, I guess. Forgive me for that. Now, Lord, I need something. More than anything else,
in my whole life. Please, God, release this poor soul from the body of Mark. Forgive him and let him enter the kingdom of heaven. And please, give me back my grandson again.
Grandma. Grandma.
Oh, my baby. Oh, my darling.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.